Started it. All right, guys. Today we're going to be learning some rope, a little bit about ropes, and we're going to be learning a couple knots. My name's Luke Dixon. I'll be your instructor today. I'm with the Cobb County Fire Department, the Cosby Volunteer Fire Department, and the Cobb County Saltwater Rescue Team. We've got about 5 years in the fire and emergency service. We're going to go over some of the rope construction, several different types, the way these ropes are constructed, made out of several different materials. We're going to go over those as well. We're also going to learn to tie a bowline, and we're going to tie a figure 8 on a vine. So, we got synthetic fiber ropes, natural fiber. Most of what we do in the fire service will be with synthetic fiber ropes. We're going to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of these today. Some of the materials. Ropes can be made of many types of materials. The earliest ropes were made from natural vines woven together, and new ropes, the newer style, all made of synthetic material. Different materials you use different materials for different situations. Synthetic fiber ropes, nylon was first manufactured in 1938. Synthetic fibers have been used in ropes pretty much ever since. In addition to nylon, you got polyester, polypropylene, polyethylene. Those are three of the main types of synthetic materials used in your rope construction. Some of the advantages of synthetic fiber rope. All right, these are going to be stronger than natural fibers. These use fibers that run the entire length of the rope for greater safety and strength. Obviously, that's an advantage. You don't want to have your ropes pieced together. You got little splices in your rope. That's going to obviously weaken it. You definitely don't want to go hauling your butt out a window on a rope that's spliced together. These are more resistant to rotting and mildew. Obviously, that's a good thing. I mean, seriously, how often do you really take the ropes off your trucks and actually go through them? I mean, we're all guilty of it. They stay on the truck, stay in a compartment 2, 3, however, 4 months, a year, however long. And so these are really good for this reason. They're going to resist that really well. They're also more resistant to melting and burning. That's good for obvious reasons in this profession. These are less absorbent, can be washed. Okay. Usually it's good practice to take your ropes out at least once a year and wash them, clean them up, let them dry, hack them back. Some of these will float on water. Obviously, if you're doing any kind of if you've got any salt water areas in your jurisdiction, obviously that's good. Some of the disadvantages, so prolonged exposure to ultraviolet light, strong acids, and alkalis can damage the rope. All right, so sitting in your truck, you got fuel, whatever else, no telling whatever other chemicals, you got battery packs, your drills, whatever else on there. Bad for your ropes. These are also highly susceptible to abrasions and cutting, so you want to kind of watch out for that. Don't get your ropes pinched or cut with anything. We use them for rescue or any sort of life safety deal. You got synthetic rope and life safety rope. Life safety rope is always synthetic. Okay, so anytime you go to hauling your butt out a window or anything like that, it's going to be on a synthetic rope. NFPA 1938 specifies continuous filament in virgin fiber, which means it's one solid piece all the way through. You don't have any splices, it's not spliced together. Block reel construction, no knots or splices, right? So, rope construction, these are some of your main rope constructions right here. You got your twisted rope construction, braided rope, kern mantle, dynamic and static. We're going to go over these here in just a minute. So twisted rope construction, these are also called blade ropes. They're made of individual fibers twisted into strands, and these strands are twisted to make the one rope. Both natural and synthetic fibers can be twisted, and then this exposes all your fibers to abrasion. So you guys have seen like a fishing stringer or some of that, just like that cheap rope you pick up at the flea market or the whatever, and it's just all twisted together, and you cut the end of it off to tie a little piece on something, and it all comes unraveled real easy. It's real plasticky. That's going to be your twisted rope design. I think I actually got a picture here in a second. So the twisted ropes will stretch, and they, like I just said, these are very prone to unraveling. So there you go. Looks like a fishing stringer. It's even the same color. These are just twisted together. Little tiny strands twisted together, and then you got bigger strands twisted in to make the entire rope. Next thing is going to be braided rope construction. Strands are woven like hair braiding. All right, this exposes all the strands to abrasion. Synthetic fibers are most commonly used in this style of rope. Okay, so you're going to have polyethylene, polypropylene, something like that used. These fibers stretch but are not prone to twisting. Double braiding can protect the inner core. So here's an example of your braided rope. Any bonus points if anybody can tell me what knot this is. Square knot. All right, that's very good. So this is your square knot braided rope. Okay, you can kind of tell. It just kind of looks like braided hair all the way the length of the rope. Kern metal construction. These consist of two parts, the kern and the mantle. Pretty simple to remember that one, right? Another thing to remember, a lot of the ropes that you're going to use in the fire service are going to be kern metal construction, okay? The kern is the center core, and it provides 70% of the rope strength. All right, the mantle is the sheath-like braided covering, protects the kern from dirt and abrasion. So most of the time when you're washing these ropes, you know, you're mainly just washing all your dirt and debris out of the kern, or out of the mantle. The kern and the metal are always synthetic, but they may be different materials. Just kind of depends on how the rope's manufactured. Each fiber in the kern extends the entire length of the rope. You're going to see that a lot. Like I said, for any kind of life safety rope, that's what you want. You want the full length fiber. You don't want any splices or cuts in them. This provides very strong and flexible rope that is thin and lightweight, well suited for rescue work. Obviously, you know, you don't want to have this big, ginormous, twisted rope, you know, hauling it around, big anchor rope, hauling it around to, you know, trying to pull somebody up the bank or hook a Z-drag up with. These are well suited for rescue rope. So here's your example, kern and the mantle. Some of these are, you just find them in different colors. You'll even have some of these have your NFPA graded ropes will actually have a thing that goes the length of this kern here, and it's underneath the mantle, and that'll tell you the manufacture date and everything like that. You find that on some of the NFPA approved ropes. Dynamic and static rope construction. Dynamic ropes, these are designed to be elastic, they stretch under load. They're usually used by mountain climbers, you know, for obvious reasons. If they fall, it's not such an abrupt stop. Static ropes, static rope is most of the time what you're going to use in your rescue ropes. These won't stretch under load, and they're more suitable, like I said, more suitable for rescue operations. Pretty basic stuff. All right, so that pretty much covers the construction. We're going to go into tying a few knots. We're going to do the bow line and figure eight on the bight. These are two pretty easy knots to learn, and they probably two of the most commonly used. Okay, you're going to use these for a lot of different reasons. These make good anchor points and just good tie-off points, things like that. So the bow line, this forms a loop to secure the rope to an end, the rope end to an object or anchor point, designed for tying to objects, not to people. Okay, you're going to see here in a minute that your figure eight on a bight is what you want to tie. You can actually tie that around somebody. You can make that loop as big as you want. Right here is kind of an example of tying the bow line. We're going to watch a video here in just a minute that goes into a little bit more detail. So you make your desired loop, bring the working end back to the standing part, so that's what he's done here. You'll see in the video, this is going to be your most important part right here. This is where a lot of people mess this knot up. You've got, here's your working end, it comes down and loops back around in his hand. He's got that end flipped over on the top. That's important, really important to know. If you flip this underneath, you've got this backwards, you'll actually go to pull your loop back through like he's doing here, and when you go to cinch your knot down, it kind of just all comes unraveled. So, yeah, whenever you get to this part here, and you go to come back around and pull it, if you've not got this flipped the right way, it'll actually all come unravel. And right here's your end result. It's gonna look something like that when you're done. Whenever, there you go, another example right there. So, I'm gonna go through this video. If you need me to pause it for any reason, just let me know. I'm gonna pause through some anyway, just so everybody can kind of keep up with it. He's gonna go through and show you guys right here, fast version. So you'll see what I'm talking about here. So he's got his working end flipped over on the top here. This is on the top, it comes out this way. Now, there's a saying that that was used when I was taught this knot. Rabbit comes through the hole, he comes up out of the hole, and he goes around the tree, which would be this part here. Okay, he's going to go around the back side of this tree and come out, and then he's going to go back in the hole. Okay, so you guys, that's just something I've always used to remember how to tie this knot. So let's all start out right here with this part here. Just make it to this part, and once you're on that part, I'll move along. I'll pause along so we can kind of all get this together. All right, there's your rabbit coming out of the hole, right? So he's coming up from the bottom, up out of the hole. You guys all good there? Okay. All right. Now he's going to go around the tree, okay? And the tree is this part here. You guys see the mouse cursor up there? Yeah. Yeah, the tree is this part right here. He's going to go around the back side of it. So he's going to go underneath this rope and out this way. There's your finished product. That's about where you should be. All right, so it's always important, okay, anytime you're going to be trusting anybody's life with this, okay, you're going to be cooking Stokes basket, cooking one of your buddies up to rappel, doesn't matter, whatever, it's always important to remember to tie your safety knot. I don't think he actually does that in this video, but that's always an important thing to remember. So, I think that's pretty much the gist of this video here. Questions on that? You got that one? Okay. All right, next thing we're going to cover is the figure 8 on a bite. This is another good knot. It creates a loop at the working end of your rope. All right, this is used to attach the rope to a fixed object or around a person. The loop may be any size and diameter. I think I mentioned that earlier. This one's pretty simple. A lot of people mess this one up too. It's all about practice, guys. If you practice, we'll get this down, keep you some rope, you know, by your recliner when you're sitting there watching TV. Practice these, we'll get the hang of it. It's repetition. It's like anything. I mean, riding a bike. They say it's like riding a bike. It's not really. I mean, you can forget how to ride a bike to a degree. You know what I mean? Like you can hop on a bike and not be as good as you were as if you had rode every day. So. We're going to go through here. All right, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your bite, okay? And that's this part right here. Okay, he's just making this bite into the rope. Okay, everybody got that? Yeah. All right, good too. All right, then you're going to fold it in half, fold your bite in half. All right, another important piece, he's got it folded on top here. what a lot of people try and do is they try and go around. They just try to go right back up through this hole, which looks similar. It's not exactly what we're looking for here though. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. So. Everybody kind of catch that so far? Jason got it already. Alright, good deal. Alright. There's your final product. Also, another good point, go ahead and put your safety knot in here, which I'll show you guys how to tie in a minute. I don't have that on video, but we'll go through and tie all these together and just make sure you guys got it down. Alright, a couple of quick things. Alright, so go ahead and you guys want to tie whichever knot you want to tie, figure it on by it, but just whichever one. I'll show you guys how to tie the safety knot in that as well. Alright, so I'm going to take your so say this is your working end here. You're going to take your, this is your running end. This is your working end. Just going to take it for something like this, loop it around once, just loop it around, and then go back over the top of your working end like so. That's all that is. That's just your little safety knots. Basic, simple, easy to do. So. Go ahead. Let's practice that double line a few times here. Alright. Yep. So we're gonna go. Grab it comes out of the hole. Right, around the tree. Alright. It goes back through the hole.
The big one. When you bring it here, and you bring it around.
Okay, hold on. You bring it. You're skipping a step here. Bring it over. Come out of the hole first.
Through the hole,
Yeah. You go around.
And it goes around.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna show you where.
Where I'm missing.
Yeah. Okay. So when you come over the top, Chase, pinch this together right here, so it doesn't move. Okay. Make it look nice and neat. See, here's where you're messing up. When you're coming through, you're pulling too much. So then your loops look the same size, right? So then it's easy to get confused here. So when you grab it comes out of the hole, just come out a little bit, like that. Okay. Then you go around the tree, just right here. Oh. Okay. So around the tree and back to the same hole you just came through. And you pull both those tight. You guys doing good? Yeah. Tommy's already got it. Once you got this,
so you can use it on this.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's underneath. Now go right through here. Right through here. Now pull. Pull. No. Pull that. And then so you're So once you get to that point, your safety knob is just gonna go around your loop here, like so. Yep. Yeah, Tommy killed it, looking good there. Yeah, Michael's got it. All right, good deal. Any questions?